hey, I'm back to complain about more Nintendo stuff, because that's just what I do now, apparently. Okay, so this time, Super Smash Brothers. I know, everyone loves Smash Brothers, but hear me out, it kind of sucks now. I'll start off by saying this one has the most incredible roster by far. It has more characters, stages, music, whatever than any of the other games. That's fine. 2 years ago when it came out. But since then, they've done DLC packs that have stretched out to eternity, and honestly, no one cares. Like right now, there's still 4, maybe 5 more DLC characters coming. Are any of you honestly thinking about it in any frequency? Like, do you often find yourself going, oh man, I can't wait to see new characters? No, because no one cares anymore. It's been too long. There's such a giant gap between characters, people just don't think about it. You've lost everyone's interest in the game. And even when they do announce the next one, no one's gonna care. When they announce Min Min, a couple people were maybe excited, the 4 ARMS fans that exist, but no one else cared anymore. The game's already old news. And there's reasons for that. And one of the big ones is story mode in this game is crap. Now, if you remember, I'm gonna get which one it was wrong. I'm gonna say Brawl, but that's probably wrong. The one of the Wii. It had the best story mode. The Subspace Emissary, whatever it was called, it had a really cool story. Each of the characters was isolated for whatever reason, and they would come across each other and join forces, and as you went on your little journey through the story, you gained more characters that you could play as. It was really cool. It made sense how it tied in the characters, and it had like a coherent story to it. Like there wasn't narration and dialogue really, but it felt complete. It felt like a real thing. It was a good solo experience. It had, you know, the side-scrolling platform element. It was kind of cool and fun and different from just, hey, beat up fighter X on stage 1. So that was really just involved and fun. And then for the next game, they got rid of single-player story mode entirely because the game's director was pouting that people released his cinematics on YouTube. Because that's what grown-ups do. They pout and take away game features because of it. So we got a story mode again in this. All it is just a series of fights against different bad guys. There's no real story. It's not really fun or engaging. It's just, hey, here's a bunch of fights. It's the same thing you're already doing in every other game mode. And actually, what makes it really suck is not only that the story mode itself is lacking and just pointless, the difficulty curve is obnoxious. 90% of these fights, you have no problem with them. And then another 8 or 9%, you might die once or twice trying to figure out the exact mechanic you can use. Sometimes there's a stage hazard that is going to be really annoying, or sometimes you want to just do them quick before they power up, whatever the case is. But still, those are fine. And then there's the other 1%. There's maybe 4 or 5 battles in this game that can just absolutely, I don't know a nice way to say it, but they could just not exist. No, there's no reason for that crap. And it's not difficult like, oh hey, this is where the real challenge is. It's, what the hell, this is the middle of the map, it's not even near a boss, it doesn't unlock a character, this is just difficult for the sake of being difficult, and it sucks. It's frustrating and infuriating. It's like playing Dark Souls, but it's like playing Dark Souls in the middle of Yoshi's crafted world, because nothing else in here makes you think that challenge is coming or that it belongs. So it just, the whole thing is so lackluster and so annoying that it takes away from the game. And because this is a multiplayer game, you know, it's a fighter. It's really focused around multiplayer. For people that don't do multiplayer, that don't have online, or just don't care to do it, that story mode really matters. So not having it really kind of sucks. But beyond the story mode, there are still other issues. And another one of the big ones, I know I've ranted about before, but I'm going to bring it up again because it's relevant. These things still serve no purpose. These have existed for 2 console generations and however many years now, and they don't matter. You're never going to use them for anything. In Smash Ultimate and the one before it, you could like train a character to remember your fighting style. Who cares? That's the most pointless effing thing. And let me remind you that when Amiibos came out, Skylanders already existed. There was already an example of a great way to utilize toy-to-life figures in a game.
Master Eon said I would find someone here who can help me stop him.
That chance, Spyro! I'm totally invincible!
Strange that we can hear each other from this distance.
They haven't taken the hint. Still, to this day, they still don't utilize them ever in any game, in any real way that matters. You know, you might unlock a skin, or maybe you'll get a quick little consumable bonus item, or something absolutely pointless like that. But they don't matter in the game. That's dumb. Lastly, I mean, this is very subjective, but the DLC roster, and really just the roster in general, just, I don't know, some parts of it are really odd choices. Like Min, for example. I know Nintendo wants to push ARMS as their next IP. You know, they had a lot of success with Splatoon, and before that, they haven't created a new IP in forever. So I think they were hoping ARMS would become the next big thing. But no one cares. It's a generic fighting game. Yes, you have slinky arms, but it's still just a generic fighting game. But even aside from that, the ample amount of Fire Emblem characters and just a lot of the other stuff, I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, the one character that people clamor for all the time is Geno, and I still don't understand why they haven't put him in the game yet. They obviously are able to work with Square. They got Cloud in the game, so there's no reason you couldn't have said to them, hey, while we're at it, can we get that character on the game we collaborated on in the game? But they didn't. I don't know why. It's just stupid. So yeah, those are my complaints. Story mode is garbage. The roster is a little weird. The DLC is no longer relevant because they took way too long to release it. And Amiibos are pointless. Overall, yeah, I mean, it's fun. I know it's still a staple in the like esport fighting game community, whatever. So obviously people are still playing it, and people are probably going to continue playing it for a while now. But it's not as good as it could have been, and it's probably not even as good as it deserved to be, considering the amount of time this franchise has been around and the amount of advancements they had throughout the consoles. So yeah, it's not crap, just on a solo standpoint, just looking at it, but compared to where it should be and the other things that are out and the technology available, definitely not what it should have been. So, yeah, disappointing.